Minecraft Prominence, Minecraft's hardest RPG. Can I beat it? Who knows? Let's see. Welcome to the first episode of many. I've tried beating this before, but could never get past this one boss, the Night Lich. In this cathedral, you can place these 4 stars. Once placed, it will turn night. And then, this thing will appear. A skeleton-like flying mob that can shoot explosions and shoot other projectiles. I spawn in, immediately seeking out the basics. My goal here today is to just gear up. Gear up for the fight that is upcoming. Although the Night Lich is the first boss of many, it's still pretty hard to beat. Once I get my starter gear, I head out exploring. The reason I set out so early is to find something. That one thing being a structure. A portal, more like it. A portal to the prison. The prison is a dimension like no other. Let's start talking normal here for a second. So, Prominence is a mod you can find on ChrisForge. Before I start talking about it, though, watch this. Here it is insanely laggy. I could not do anything. This sheep takes 3 seconds, not even, like 5 seconds to die. Like 2 more, just for me to pick up the loot. Like, I'm standing there and I can't do anything. It's the same thing for these other 2 as well. Like, why is it so laggy? It never does this. Anyways, Prominence is not just a mod, it's a compilation of different mods added up. The creator of Prominence said it took about 2,000 hours just to get all the mods together, which is just under 3 months. So Prominence took a lot of work. In my exploration, I had found a village. Here I mine up the bookshelves for future use, like enchanting and stuff. Then in the village, I come across this, a waystone. A waystone is something I can use to teleport around using other waystones. I rename it to Village 1, so I would know where this is. After dealing with the waystone, I set out again, looking for the prison. On my way there, I try to kill this deer, but it just gets way too laggy. It gets to the point where it slows down and I'm gonna have to relog just to get the lag to go away. After I relogged, I got going again, but the reason I got those deer in the first place was to get leather. Leather is really useful. The main thing I'm gonna use it for is for a backpack. Backpacks are insanely useful, but before I say anything else, found it. Here's the prison. The reason I wanted to find this place was because I could get geared insanely fast. Here there are chests filled with iron, diamond, gold, and emeralds. Not only that, but there are also special weapons I could find. Some being special swords. But also, I'm here just to get diamond armor. As you can see, my inventory is starting to already get full, so that's why I start eating as much as I can. This is the reason why I wanted the backpack. In this chest, I find a diamond great hammer. In Prominence, there's a bunch of custom weapons, including weapons from Minecraft dungeons. When I first used the hammer, I was surprised. I realized that the hammer had catalysis. Catalysis, as you can see here, is an enchant that spreads skulk whenever you kill something. Prominence also has a bunch of custom enchants. Here in this chest, I find my first diamonds. Well, first being one, but I will find more. Here I started to get overwhelmed and got low in health, so I retreated to the first room. When I healed, I went right back out there, eating a little bit of guts from the zombies. Now that I hear it, that sounds a little disgusting, but like, that's fine, right? Now's a good time to talk about the prison. The prison is a dimension, not just a structure. The prison has 5 levels. Each level has its own name. Other than the first 2, they're the same. The first level is called the prison of the condemned. The second level is the promenade. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th level, I have no idea. I personally have never been. Here, my inventory starts filling up, slowly but surely. What you just saw was a level up. There are levels in Prominence. And every other level you get a skill point. You can use those skill points to upgrade yourself or your class. I apologize if I'm not explaining Prominence well enough, but I will link other YouTubers' videos on Prominence in the description. Here I just crafted my first bit of armor because I take so much damage from the mobs here in the prison. At this point, I think I'm pretty out of food because I'm eating rotten flesh. This here is the entrance to the second part of the prison. This is also where my game crashes and my recording stops, so I only realized my recording stopped after I was done looting the prison, but I did get a few stuff. First, I got a diamond warglaive. It's a pretty good weapon. I also ended up getting a glider and a backpack. Here I had found a completely separate prison that I would go and loot. In a chest I found a sword that does more damage the more damage I do. which is pretty good. Here you can see I got a talent point, and I'm using it to level up my skill tree. Going great. I had diamonds, iron, and even enchanted books for future use. But then everything got so much better here. Realized I had enough materials to level up my backpack, which means I had even more space to get more stuff. Once I was done upgrading the backpack, I just cleaned up my inventory and started heading off again. That was when I found the second floor. I quickly jumped down with my glider and killed the 2 mobs. I was then just looting normally, and then I found this chest right here being guarded by a zombie. When I opened it, I found one. A special sword. Now, I just want you to sit here and read what this sword does. Let's see here. Channel your arcane energy to assault nearby enemies, lifting them into the air while dealing damage over time, and slamming them into the ground. Now at first, that does sound OP, right? Well, not really. Here I tested out my new weapon. That was a slam? That does not seem good at all. If anything, this weapon seemed pathetic. But either ways, I continued on looting the prison. Then when I finished, I had 8 diamonds in my inventory, but I also had 8 more in my backpack. Along with my netherite chestplate, that would be enough for a full set of diamond armor. Here I slowed down the video just a little bit, just so you guys can see. If you can tell, there are colors around the pieces of armor and weapons. Those are the rarities. The better the rarity, the better the armor piece, or weapon. I finally exit the prison, looking for more things. This next thing I'm looking for is any structure that I can live in. I'm gonna need a base for this playthrough. But in my travels, I found another village, along with another waystone. I named this one Village 2. Very original name, right? Here at this village, I realized I could get something that I needed for other playthroughs. Carrots. But why would I need carrots? Well, it's something for my backpack. Here I craft a golden carrot for the thing I need. Then I go into my backpack and take out 3 redstone, along with a blank upgrade for my backpack. With all the ingredients, including a golden apple, I can make an auto feeder. It's an upgrade I can give to my backpack, which if I give it food, it'll feed me automatically without me having to eat. Here I craft a gold hoe to mine out all the hay blocks to get me some bread for the auto feeder. Then here I turn those hay blocks into bread. Hey you. Yeah, you. Like and subscribe. Now. Anyways, after dealing with all that bread, I started heading off, but then I found another village. This one was special. I mined the bell because I knew I would use it in the future. In one of the houses, I also found this, an antidote vessel. It's a charm. Charms give you special abilities depending on what they are. The one I just got nullifies the effects of negative potions. In this house, I find a table. A spellbinding table to be exact. It's like an enchantment table, but for spells. But then in this house, I find another one. A custom sword. This one, it's different. The one I have is a two-handed weapon. I can't use shields with it. But this one, it's good. I can use it with a shield. But it also has something else. The unique effect. Chance on hit to release a swarm of toxic spores that orbit you and inflict increasing devastating effects on nearby enemies. Therefore, as long as I keep hitting something, I'll have an effect around me that is basically kill aura. So here I am trying to test it out on an iron golem. That was smart of me, right? I mean, I thought it would be easy. I found a charm earlier, which gave me fire aspect on anything I used. But here, he hits me once. You can see the kill aura around me. But I get down to 4 health. I'm healing slowly, and for some reason I have a totem of undying. I'm pretty sure I got it from an outpost that had an evoker for some reason. But anyways, I'm here trying to kill the golem. I get hit again. Why did I do this? I eventually kill the golem there with the fire aspect, but I almost died. And I am thousands of blocks away from spawn. Well, actually no, just 1,000 blocks, but still. That's far, especially with no loot. But here, I use my glider to fly around, just killing mobs and stuff, testing out my spore aura. I'm still also looking for a base. Here, I just follow the coastline of a beach near a redwood forest. But then, as I run, I pass by a prison and find a little broken down tower there on the right. So, I'm thinking to myself, this is a pretty good spot for a base. I open it, there's a chest, nothing too, it's lagging. So, I just stand there, then it opens. So, but there's nothing too good inside. But I still thought this would be a good place for a base. Here I take a look at it from the back and realize, yeah, I'll stay here. So I start chopping down this tree, and if you look at the top left corner, you need to chop it a certain amount of times just for this tree to fall down. It took me about 30 seconds just to chop one tree down, But then when I first start renovating the house, a silverfish spawns. Then when I broke this other block, another one spawned. That's when I realized the house is infested. So how would I get rid of all the silverfish, you may ask? Well, I came up with a little something. So when I first break these blocks, I just renovate, blah blah blah. And then I place a little flooring on the outside. Then I quickly just use my sleeping bag to skip the night. Then this is when it starts, I think. So I mine blocks to try to get a silverfish to spawn. Then I use my aura to get more silverfish to spawn. If you don't know, if a block is infested with silverfish and a different silverfish gets damaged, the silverfish inside that block comes out and helps the other one, which would in turn break the block. So now that I killed all the silverfish, all the infested blocks are gone. From here on out, I'm just breaking blocks and replacing them with the redwood logs and planks. So I'm making the floors planks and the walls logs. I'm probably gonna change it up more as I go up, but otherwise, I'm just renovating this as best as I can, keeping it the same aesthetic, but with the redwood. Then from here, I'm just breaking and just placing as much of the redwood as I can and just fixing up, trying to make it still look like the tower without changing it too much. Then here I place down the rune making table and then take a look from the outside. But otherwise, this will be the end of the video. Bye.